I'm going to start this video by saying this. Don't be offended on social media by the misogynoir tweets Telvin Osborn posted online, because you are acting like a mammy by doing so. Do not carry someone else's cross. It is the duty of Telvin Osborn's mother to be offended by his derogative tweets about black women, not you or me. The burden of accountability and, quite frankly, of embarrassment should solely be put on the black women. I am not doing a job I'm not getting paid for. And what this gang said about us is a statement of the type of men mammies create. White supremacists in blackface. Kangs started blackface before it was even a trend. They are the OG supremacists. Us black women are in a very unique situation. We were raised to have loyalty for our racial counterpart, but it is not reciprocated, unlike other races of women. When I fully realized how horrible black men were, and how far mammies were willing to go to protect them, I ditched the whole black race and started a process of deconditioning. I put myself first at all times. And today, I am proud to say that I have zero racial loyalty. Mothers of kings are like cops in movies. They always arrive too late to the party. They've seen their gremlins bullying, emotionally abusing black women and girls unprovoked, and they did nothing. They didn't intervene to try and stop it. The same women who have such a big mouth when it comes to call out racism in society. Because I know for a fact that when black mothers want justice for their gremlins, they would go to the wall to get it. When they want to end police brutality because it is affecting their sons, they create a worldwide movement for their end. But when their sons were on social media brutalizing black women and girls for close to 20 years, these women did absolutely nothing to stop it. And in my next video, I will tell you the sinister reasons why these mammies don't stop their sons from terrorizing black women and girls. Mammies need to be exposed for the damage they did to us growing up, leaving us to fend for ourselves when black men and boys, their fucking sons, were terrorizing us. These mammies allowed their filth to terrorize black women in the public domain for years and did absolutely nothing. A lot of black women had their self-esteem crushed because of the kangosphere, because of the trash that other black women gave birth to. In my opinion, these women, mammies, mothers of kings, are worse than white supremacy. Black men encouraged other racial groups to denigrate and terrorize us. And still, mothers of kings did nothing. They just looked the other way, like they always do when their sons commit violent crimes, assault people, terrorize people. Their coping mechanism is always to look the other way. But then, the gremlins are murdered by BBC Becky. And here are the mothers of kings trying to raise an army of mammies to fight and get justice for the fallen black men. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You and your dead king, go fuck yourself. Where was that sisterhood sentiment when your gremlin was all over social media dragging black women through filth? It was nowhere to be seen. But when your son is murdered by his BBC Becky, you try and create a BLM moment. No, that's true crime. And I cannot wait for Coffee House Crime to make a video on your son. Your son's death is social media material, not street protest material. The only thing we are willing to offer is an emotional support like this one. Rest in preference. I have zero sympathy for mothers of kings, whether their sons are smashed by a cop or by a BBC Becky, because they are just as misogynoir as their sons. Kings are just the outspoken version of their mothers. They are the microphone of their mammies' true feelings about other black women. White supremacy made their true feelings clear about gangs too. They don't care about them. BBC Becky believes gangs are disposable, and she treats them accordingly. This is what her father, the local white cop, told her growing up. Obumzeli's parents found out about their son's death when the hospital called them to get permission to harvest his organs. The police was willing to set Courtney Cleaney free, but this dummy flip-flopped so much that they had to do their job and arrest her. Hannah Cobb murdered her black boyfriend, but the case is already being treated like a gun violence tragedy by the justice system. She was charged on the basis of involuntary manslaughter and not first-degree murder. So she will be out of jail before Christmas. Mothers of gangs were so busy warning their sons about the evil white man that they forgot to warn them about his daughter. The justice system will always have a racial bias in favor of white women, because historically they have been presented as pure, innocent, and harmless. Black men, on the other hand, have a racial bias that works against them in the justice system, although mammies have been working hard to change that. Gangs are perceived as violent, as lacking self-control, and above all, as being guilty of all charges. So if a BBC Becky commits a violent crime against a gang, it has to be on the basis of self-defense, out of necessity, because her life was in danger, because she is a victim of domestic violence, or of emotional abuse. They will always be treated by the justice system with leniency. Having her beloved son murdered by a BBC Becky is a mammy's worst nightmare. They love Becky when she produces that coveted biracial child. But there is a flip side to that coin. She is white, and she has a superiority complex. She sees gangs as a commodity and not as her equal. When a BBC Becky sends a gang to meet his maker, the black mother knows she can kiss sisterhood goodbye. Don't bother setting up a GoFundMe. The gravy train won't take off since black women are the purse, and that purse won't open for men who disparage black women on social media. The mainstream media will go soft on BBC Beckies because white men own news media companies, and unlike black men, white men protect and defend their women. So, unfortunately, mammies are stuck with the bills and with the grandkids. There is one place you won't ever see me stuck, is a BLM protest. I have never been in any BLM protest or any protest in support of gangs. But I know that it is what is expected of me when a gang is shot by the police or by his BBC Becky. White women are not expected to do that. They were not raised to be mammies. We black women were. Blackistan expects white women to be by the gang's side during his golden age. You know, when he has good health, money in the bank, a successful career, a functioning BBC. She is expected to be the trophy wife. Gangs, external signs of wealth and success in a white supremacist system. When a gang ends up with a damaged reputation, a damaged career, when he is broke, sick, old, needy, or dead, this is when we are expected to enter the scene. We are expected by Blackistan and mothers of gang specifically to be by their son's side during their rotten age. The golden age is for BBC Becky and the rotten age is for black women. Being a mammy for these worthless gangs is a choice at the end of the day. And like I said earlier in the video, I won't mammy for anybody. The burden of care should fall entirely on the black women who birthed Telvin Osborn, and that's it. The positive thing when gangs are blown off by BBC Becky instead of her father, the local cop, is that mammies, the mothers of gangs, are not able to monopolize the news cycle because white people won't give them the opportunity to do so. The Telvin Osborn situation is another case of fuck around and find out. Gangs disrespect black women and we get the last laugh without any gunshot residue on our hands. So my last words are for BBC Becky, like Hannah Cobb and Courtney Cleaney. Thank you for your service. And for everyone else, thanks for watching.